When we left Australia on Christmas Eve, we weren't sure what to expect, and we certainly weren't sure what we could hope to achieve in the wake of Tropical Cyclone Yaza. And especially with the added complexity of COVID bubbles and restrictions and corridors. And what we found was an incredibly tough and resilient people whose continued perseverance and cheerfulness in the face of this adversity has been really truly inspiring for my crew. Our mission has reunited some of our excellent and very talented Fijian Australians on board, like Petty Officer Lee Addison. So he saw his mum for the first time in about 12 months on the wharf in Suva, renewing our existing family bonds. The statistics, as you've seen, speak for themselves. 150 tonnes of aid moved, close to 1 million litres of water, of fresh, clean drinking water distributed to local communities, and over 10 buildings restored in that time. But I'd make the point that all of these have been absolutely in support of the RFMF and the NDMO lead on this. And we'd like to pay tribute for those organisations for their leadership and their immense hard work under incredible pressure to help their fellow Fijians. And all of this has been achieved under the experienced leadership of Minister Seruiratu. So thank you to the RFMF and the NDMO and to you, Minister. And I'll make the point that every one of those 32 sites that we sent helicopters off into very remote areas of Vanua Levu, the RFMF were there at every site. And at every step, rebuilding Galawa Village School, through the heat that you've seen today and the driving rain, working together to try and build something better, the RFMF were there every step of the way. So as we look back on the mission and at every task we've now completed, it's that story about families and friends that really stands out. There's no better monument to that than the school that we've built here today. Prime Minister Bainimarama spoke in Sydney about building a relationship that endures for generations and forging those bonds of family worth the history, values and shared affinity between our people. And we hope that in our own small way, over the last 20 days, our task group of Australian soldiers, sailors and airmen have etched one more page in that history. And that those threads of bonds of family will continue to grow so that Cooper Drummond and young Fijians like him on Galawa Island can grow up to a future worthy of their potential. So it's been a very great honour for us to be involved in this operation and to serve Fiji in this way. And we look forward to those bonds growing stronger over time into the future. Okay, Whanaka.
I do acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Head of Mission. Excellency, thank you again for being back here with us in Vanua Levu. I know that you've been visiting regularly together with your staff who have been with us from day one. Let me acknowledge Captain Stewart and the dedicated crew, men and women, both for all the platforms, land, air and sea, that are here aboard HMAS Adelaide. I, on behalf of the Fiji government, would like to once again express our gratitude. Thank you most sincerely for being with us since you left Sydney a few weeks back. I have been here in Honolulu on day one since the 18th of December, D+1, post TCASA, and I have witnessed devastation that has taken place in here. I would say that running operations, land operations particularly, is not that difficult, but without the platforms and the strategic capabilities and given the geographical layout of the country, it's quite a challenge for Fiji. And as Minister responsible for defense and national security and policing, and of course my other head as Minister responsible for disaster management, I once again wish to acknowledge Australia and particularly His Excellency John Fix and the team, together with Colonel Rob, and most importantly the crew that came on board HMAS Adelaide. For us in Fiji, and I know that it's happening all over the world as well, we are living in extraordinary times, lots of challenges. This is the new norm for us, and as a result we are beginning to shift in a lot of things, our development paradigm, the way we do partnerships as well. And these partnerships particularly become very, very important for us, not only for Fiji, but of course for the region as well. I have been in constant touch with my counterpart in Australia, the Senator Linda Reynolds, and please convey to your Minister again our gratitude for such a marvelous support that we have been provided with the ADF platforms. I look forward to relaying again to her some of the latest developments before you set sail back to Australia on the 20th. I've spoken about the challenges that we face, and again, for us in Fiji, TCASA, we had TC held earlier during the year. Apart from the pandemic, the COVID-19, it has overwhelmed us. And of course, we are very grateful for all the assistance that we are getting and receiving from our friends and partners, and most importantly and particularly for Australia, who has been with us throughout. TCASA again has brought the Wuwale together. TCASA again has brought the Wuwale closer, and I would say that TCASA again has also strengthened the Wuwale partnership. And I hope that this partnership will continue to grow, and this partnership will continue to get better and stronger, not only for the good and betterment of Fiji, but of course for the region as a whole. We have that very important role within the region, and of course we hope that such partnerships will also provide a platform for us as we launch, God forbid, would be their need for the next one. So we look forward to this, and of course I hope that hopefully COVID-19 will be over soon, so that we can continue with the normal defense cooperation arrangements. We look forward to the continuation of training exercises, so that we can also build on our capacities, interoperability, and most importantly understand each other as we deploy into theaters as such. I have received a note from the Honourable Minister yesterday that she is about to approve, probably she has done that already, for the return of HMAS Adelaide, so that your families can be informed as well. I know that we have deprived your families of the well-deserved break that you were supposed to have for Christmas and of course for New Year as well. And I know that they are all looking forward to having you back in Australia soon. So to Captain Stewart and the team, we wish you a safe sailing back to Australia. And of course to the CEO of the Engineer Range Bernard as well, and of course to the CEO of the Amphibious Platform. We pray that God will keep you as you journey back to Australia. And of course we look forward to seeing you again in Fiji when borders open again soon, and of course with the Bulla bubble back in place. So thank you once again, and may I ask all my colleagues who are here to again show our appreciation to our friends from the ADF in the usual manner. Once again.
29th of December, the Target arrived in Fijian waters, proceeding to anchor in Lower Bay on the 30th. One Lower Island, where the school is. All results